Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new, if you're not new, welcome back. I'm D Christine and it's time to do this August budget. Okay, it's time. So I'm still considering this to be a low budget variable income plan with me, especially because I just started 2 new positions and I'm not entirely sure what my pay is going to look like net. I did some things to take my best guess and I have very drastically underestimated what my income is going to be for this month, but I'm going to explain to you why. It is August 15th and I'm just now doing my budget, and also how I intend to set up my planner for this new system. So I'm really revamping everything and trying to make things easier on myself, right? Because if it's not easy, then it's just going to make it harder for me to want to do it. And so here we go. So this is my Every Little Bit Counts A5 budget book from Erin Condren. And I also have my compact vertical, also by Erin Condren, for those who don't know. And the first thing that I did, which I haven't done in a while, is I calendarized my expenses like item by item. I kind of itemized it a bit because I wanted to know how much I was paying for my prescription for my subscriptions per week. And so I laid out, when everything was due, but also for the subscriptions, so I could calculate, okay, well, for the first week of the month, a bulk of my subscriptions are coming out. So for those of you guys don't know, I have not been, and I don't really plan to have annual subscriptions. I just feel like with a variable income, it's just not the best move for me. So I stick to monthly, which gives me the flexibility to decide what I'm keeping and what I'm not, and I've had some surprise charges. They weren't really a surprise. I forgot about them. I signed up for them the previous year. So this year I've been deciding I'm just going to do month by month. And then, when I decide I don't want to do it anymore, I could just cancel, and that's that on that. So that's the first thing. I calendarized my expenses. Now I do it in my budget, but it's just for like the due date. So I can just kind of get an idea of like when the bulk of stuff is coming out. But this helped me, really see, okay, I have a bunch of subscriptions. I intend to keep most of them. And this is how much I'm paying out for subscriptions specifically per week. So that helped me a great deal. So now I have an idea of that. Another thing that I did is I took this pocket from the back of my compact vertical, because as you can see, my compact vertical is in like the kind of like the in bloom floral colorway, and I just cut it out and put it in front of my budget book because I was tired of not having a place to put bills that I was using just this month. And also my little calendar, which, by the way, if you guys are seeing this video, then the tutorial on how I create this will be up. You should see that by now so that you can do it too. So another thing that I did was I went through all of my subscriptions and made some decisions about which ones I was going to cancel. Like I said, this is like a lifestyle thing for me. I don't really want to have to compromise for too much. I just want to make more money. That's the truth. Like in the grand scheme of things, considering like I haven't really been traveling yet. I haven't really been, going out to eat and stuff like I was before for various reasons. my subscriptions are my little, like that's kind of like, my recreational social thing. So I actually went through and was able to get the monthly fees on some of my subscriptions down. So like, for instance, my Adobe Creative Suite, which I use for designing, and a lot of other things, I really was getting ready to cancel because I'm like, I'm not really using it that much at this time in my life. I benefit from having it in a pinch, but overall, I could do without it for a couple of months, and they gave me 2 months free. So that's why it says it's 0. So I'm going to put a note for myself, by November that it will be, back to its regular price. And then at that point, I can make a decision if I want to keep it for the next year. I also I just flat out canceled a couple of them. And so I shaved off about $40 or $50 off of what I've been paying on my subscriptions, maybe about 30. Let me not exaggerate. So I got this dashboard. It's an Eric Condren dashboard, as you can see, and it's for the A5 rings agenda. And so I bought it not realizing that it didn't have, I didn't realize that it needed rings. I wasn't paying attention. I was just so thirsty to have this. And so when it showed up, I just cut the rings off, took one of those coil clips and put it on the back, and I popped it in because that's what I wanted to do. So now I have my subscriptions kind of written down here because I'm tired of having to recompile a list every month to remember, or going back and forth, flipping between the tabs, trying to remember all the things that I'm subscribed to. So this is going to be like my handy little reference. So let's go over to August. So let me make sure I'm in frame. So for August, I decided I'm going to be using kit 540. It's called Jewels. It's from PlannerKate. And of course, everything I'm using will be in the description box below, along with a code if you want to save on your next PlannerKate order. Thank you in advance. And I got the transaction logs. I have 6 of them because there's 6 pages per month for trackers. I got the compact vertical inserts and extras. These are scraps because if you've been watching, or you are on my Instagram, and if you're not, you definitely should, I've been using this kit everywhere. Do you hear me? Everywhere. I love this kit. So I have a bunch of extras and scraps from that. I have the budget breakdown that's kind of like part of this product item. And then I also got a weekly check-in for the first time. So I have a plan for that you're gonna see. More scraps, compact vertical boxes. As you know, I use these for the headers on my budget breakdown. And then I got the journaling kits and washi. So I'm stocked up and loaded up. Do I feel like you need all of these things to get your budget done? No. I've done it with just pen and paper. Do I feel like you need all of these pieces to get like a PlannerKate kit in this budget book? No. I feel like you need the budget shells, which is what she calls it, and also the compact vertical pieces. If you have the compact vertical boxes and the budget shells, you can get this done. And then of course it's up to you how you want to use your deco and whatnot. So writing tools, this is a G2 limited, and I took my Pilot G2 navy pen, which is my favorite pen, and I was able to put the barrel of that in this. And so this is so comfortable to write with. Like, I haven't been able to get off of it like at all. Like, I'm obsessed with these pens. And I even got another one in rose pink. So this is like I guess like gold, and then this is like rose pink. And in both cases I took my regular G2 pen and I was able to take this barrel out and put it in these pens, and the writing for me is just top tier. Like I feel like it makes my handwriting feel more consistent and it's less strain on my hands. So in case I know somebody asked me what I was writing with, that's what I'm writing with. So I'm gonna actually lay out the design of the plan. I'm gonna actually lay the stickers out for those of you who just want to see like how to hook the stickers up, and then I will go back and fill everything in, and I will be sure to put some chapters in here, so those of you who just want to see how this is laid out but you have your own system can watch that, and those of you who want to see like me write in my expenses and stuff, y'all can see that. Sound good? Okay, let's get started. Okay, so let me go ahead and flip to the front. See how that little pocket is helping me out already? And let's pop this on. And hopefully I figured out the sizing that I need to give myself space so everything can be covered. That's how I want it to be. Phew, that was a struggle, and it's still a little too big. I mean, it's actually perfectly the width of the entire page, which is fine for me because this is, you know, the calendar I'm going to be referencing throughout the month. So for those of you who follow the tutorial, this is based on the 5.5 inch by 3.5 inch. You probably could make it 5 if you don't want it to come all the way to the edge. This doesn't bother me. I don't like when it's short because, you know, I just don't like that. So we got that on. Now for down here, okay, so this is the box that would normally go at the end of the week, and I think I'm gonna still put this here, and I think that I actually put this further down. Actually, let me stop tripping and put it up where I need it to be because I don't want it to be too close. Perfect. And then for this side, I was going to make it kind of like a this month thing. So I do have a couple of purchases and a couple of things that I want to make sure that I do this month. I will come back and fill that in. Now for this side, in the past I used it kind of like a to-do list, or like you know, like to just track different things that I was doing that month. Like when I was looking for a remote position, I would put the position that I was applying for and kind of tracking that. But this time I'm actually going to use this for a breakdown. I'm going to use this to actually break down how I'm going to allocate my income. So I don't usually like to use like the income estimated, actual, and difference because I kind of don't care like what the difference is. It's kind of like, do I have enough or don't I? And I just don't like, you know, tracking things that, you know, I don't really need to track for me. You know, like I know that if I'm able to buy more things or pay more, make more payments, it's because I made more money this month. But be that as it may, I am going to put this here at the top. and it goes a little bit over. So let me actually do this the other way, because the plus and minus is less important than the income. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this here. And if that goes a little bit over, then that's fine. And then I'm going to leave some space. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take the variable expenses and I'm going to kind of cover and change this title right here. And then, because I have to be careful, and as you can see, I haven't done this before, but I have to be careful because I want to make sure I'm leaving enough room for what I need. So I'm thinking I'm gonna probably need half and half. So let me see if I can put, I think I'm just gonna put a sticker here to kind of break it up. And you just gotta make it do what it do, you guys. You gotta make it do what it do. So I'm gonna take this and cover that up. Done. So I have the income and variable expenses, and then I'm going to put another line, and let me see, how much space am I going to need? So I'm going to go about 6 lines down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to do this again. Okay, looking good. And then now the last part, I'm going to put, and some of these are not going to have calculations, they're just going to be like the summary of what I pre-planned, right? So I'm gonna lay this down as well. That's short. Okay, so this is going to be income breakdown, variable expense breakdown, a kind of little area for what the total expenses are based on my calculations, and how much of my income needs to stay in my bank account to cover my variable expenses. So I'm actually going to put that here. And I want to make sure I'm not covering anything. I'm going to end up having to move some of this stuff. I'm already come to terms with it. And then for savings, I'm going to use one more and do the same thing here. And I'm just fine with that. I'm totally fine with this. This actually came out better than I thought. I was looking at this like, how am I going to fit all of this information in here? But it works out. So now for the bottom half, or the bottom third rather, I'm going to use this for, I guess, a weekly check-in. Now, I've already decided that I'm not gonna be doing a lot of like small categories. I'm not gonna be budgeting it because this is like my first week with this new income. So I'm literally just going to be kind of like tracking, like, okay, well, each week how much of my variable income did I spend and how much do I have left. That's it. Because I just feel like leaving yourself room for things to happen is probably the best thing you can do for yourself, not to stress yourself out. So I'm not gonna stress myself out this month, like trying to say, well, we're only gonna use, spend this much for eating out, we're only gonna spend this much on groceries or, stuff like that. I'm actually just going to nail in just my, just the money that I know we're gonna have to put away for gas. And then the rest of it is just a mashup, and whatever I need or whatever we need in that month is what we're gonna get until I have like a full like income month, because I kind of started partway through the pay cycles, both of them. So it's like I'm getting like kind of like a half paycheck here, half paycheck there. And then it's going to take a couple of weeks before it kind of goes through a full cycle to where, I have a better understanding of what my income is really going to look like. And then also there are some things, oh, I put week 5, we don't have 5 weeks. I was like, wait a minute. All right. And so this will do just fine. And I can just do a quick check-in, like, okay, well, how much have we spent on what? And how much is left? Excuse me? And then what I will do at the bottom here is I'm gonna actually put the budget thing. Should I put it down here? No, I think I'll put it up here. I kind of been trying to like leave this alone a little bit, but that's fine. That is fine by me. So this is the front page for now. I know this looks a little short, but I might end up putting something here. But honestly, this is halfway through the month. In a couple weeks, I'll be turning this page. So I don't want to quibble too much about little things like that. I just kind of want to like use what I need, right? Okay, so this page, I kind of try to do like a pre-plan of like what my categories are going to be and how I'm going to group things and kind of like making some changes. Oh no, I just realized something. Okay, this savings I meant to put, is this? No, there was a like a sinking funds tracker. I don't know if I got it actually. I'm trying to see if I'm bugging out or not. Okay, I am not bugging out. I thought I had the sticker that I needed for these columns here, this section, but I actually don't, and I need to order that next month, which I'm going to be doing soon. So, false alarm. Anyway, so I have kind of tried to group up. So I'm gonna just put try to put the headers on here. So it has been, I would say, 4 days. I think I started recording this on Tuesday. It is now Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. My week completely went left as far as my time. And if you are on my Instagram and you take a peek at my planner and you see how full it is, you will know why. I had a whole bunch of stuff happening and it started to pick up speed. Like I saw it coming from the beginning of the month, and here we are, right? So let me bring y'all up to speed, because the good news and the benefit of me not being able to finish recording, I actually had to stop because things were happening, was that I actually had a chance to like look at what I was doing in my planner and make some changes. So one thing you notice right away is that I did put the compact vertical tracker in the box. Some months I write an affirmation, some months, I put this tracker in. This month I decided to put the tracker in. Also, I moved this weekly check-in down, and I took 2 of the compact vertical boxes, and I'm going to use those for just some reminders. I won't even go as far as to call them goals, because look, we are like careening. We are flying towards the end of the month. So those are 2 things that I did. I also made some changes to the headers here, because I'm just like, why am I trying to connect these together and stuff like that when I have this washi? So I put the washi on the areas that bridge 2 columns, except for the income and savings, and called it a day. Other than that, everything else is the same. So that is the catch up. And so other than that, I'm pretty much ready to start filling things in. So just one more quick flip through. Okay, so that's that on that. So I'm going to get my calendar dates together. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do my calendar dates, and I'm going to tell y'all why. My budget is completely blown for August, for the same reasons that I mentioned earlier, which is that not only do I not know exactly what my net income is going to be from these 2 jobs, but I also am not even getting like my first like sizable paycheck where I can make any like big moves with until the last day of the month, August 31st. And so I just feel like I did all of this for nothing, but I didn't, because this actually gave me kind of like a testing ground to see how I might set this up for September. So with that being said, I am going to put the intended due dates down, with the understanding that those dates they're not going to look anything like the actual dates. And I'm definitely one to leave myself a note and be like, girl, actually go and look at, what you got going on this month. 5 months from now, if this doesn't look like it matches up, this is why. Okay, so I think that's pretty much that. I'm going to just double check my compact vertical. Since I already have it down, I might as well take a look. Yep, that's all correct. For lack of a better term. And so now I'm going to write my to-do list, and I always try to put like my calculator where I need it, but I don't need it yet. I don't even know if I'm gonna need it at all. So for my to-do list, so this month is things that I want to buy. So I'm probably gonna put what I want and the amount. And then the to-do list is like the small tasks that I need to do, which maybe would have ended up over here at one point or here. So the first thing I need to do is I need to get my DMV login so I can get the registration renewal process ready. I don't want to be tussling with my account when I need to be renewing my registration. I also need to do the student loan application. I also need to open up a new bank account. I also need to price car stuff that we need. I need some things in that car, like I need a whole separate set of like lotion, tissues, this, that, a separate groceries just for the car, because I just hate feeling like I'm on the road or we're stuck in traffic and like I'm like, I don't have any lotion in here. Why? Anyway, so yeah, I need that. Oh, and I just need to make sure that I fund my subscription account. So for y'all who don't know, you might have seen it or heard me talk about it in a previous video. I have a bank account just for my subscriptions because I don't like microtransactions coming out of my main account where my bills come out or where my income comes in. So I have an account just for my subscriptions and my little game purchases and whatnot, and I treat it like a bill. And so with that data that I collected, I kind of had an idea that was the amount, but the actual dollars and cents I did not. But I usually, will take a time in the month and treat it like a bill and fund that account, per paycheck or once a month, depending on what my pay cycles look like. And then it can just come out and just be on its way. And I just treat that kind of like a bill. So for the tracker, I'm going to leave that empty for now because the month is almost over. I'm not tracking anything. And maybe next month I'm going to get just the lined. PlannerKate is really good with like having options, like overlay options. So there's just like a lined option where you can just like write what you want to write. I think I'm going to get that next month. So for this month, the things I wanted to buy, and if you guys saw my brain dump on Instagram, if you're not following me on Instagram, you definitely should be. I had a list of things that I wanted to buy, and sometimes the things that I'm putting in my brain dump are not things that are going in my hourly. Sometimes it's for other planners or for other people, and so we get a little brain dump action right now. So got the mousse, got the apple cider vinegar, priced the desk and the chair and the pillows, and I need to put in an Amazon order, and I need to help my grandma find a new purse, and then I just need some like little planner stuff, like some mini binders and page protectors. So this month, with everything that I know now, the mini binder and page protectors are from Amazon, but it's not the only thing that I'm getting. So I'm going to put Amazon down, and I'm just going to put a little $sign so I can see how much that comes up to. And then I'm going to put my grandma's bag down, but I'm not going to be the one buying it. Well, at least I don't think. She might not let me. And I think that's all I'm going to put down for now. I have to like tread carefully because, like I said, this month is flying to the end, okay? So for this page, let me see what I intended, because it was like a week from when I did the pre-plan and then another week from when I started filming, and now it's almost a whole nother week for me filling this in. Okay, and pardon the lefty action, I have to flip up this side and put it up against my chest so the page will be close enough for me to write straight. So this is going to be, right, so this is like more like the breakdown. And I thought I had a sticker for this, but okay, so this is the budget breakdown. For this side, I have 2 sources of income I'm using for the purposes of my budget. Like I said, I still have business and variable income that I am not counting. And so that will be on this side. And then on this side, the only thing I'm putting down for sure is gas, which I know is going to be $80. Probably already used all of that up. And then I'm calling everything else miscellaneous. Now for the expenses, I'm going to put the expense amount here, and then the percentage of my income after expenses that needs to stay in my account to cover the variable stuff per week. Like I said, this is kind of like turning into like a little bit of a draft, because the month is almost over. Everything is pretty much already paid for at this point. It's just now about getting to the end of the month, right? So now for savings, what I wanted to do is put the total amount that I'm going to be saving out of my paycheck, and then I would put, week 1, week 2, week 3, and then the final week, whatever that is. And depending on what the pay is looking like this week, in a particular week, that'll determine, well, am I sending stuff to savings this week or the next week or the other week. So let me just take a moment and draw the total lines, like, so I can see it. I cannot believe I just messed that up. I should have seen it coming. Okay. And probably do something like this. And that's gonna be it for this top section. And down here, so my goals for the rest of August is going to be, and let me get my covers together. First priority is going to be September's budget. That is top priority because it's coming in hot. And then for this one is going to be Okay. September budget's gotta happen, and prepping for the car stuff, not just the stuff I need to get for the car, but the registration and the annual inspection. Those two things. So now for the weekly check-in, we're about to be in week 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this retroactively. I'm going to go back at the end of the month like I did for July, and go back and put like, okay, well, you know, how much did I spend? How much did I spend? How much did I get in? How much did I spend on things that were not bills? Well, you know, and then what percentage of what I got in did I spend on variable stuff? So I could just collect some data and see what's going on. I wouldn't say that I'm overspending. I'm probably spent less than I have in past months, but I still want to know because that's going to help me with my September budget. So now going on to the next page, we're here. So you see a lot of categories, but I just told y'all I'm not really trying to over compartmentalize my variable expenses because it's just not realistic. Like, I'm not gonna hold on to $400 for the week and, you know, not buy one thing because I allocated that money for something else. I'm just not about to do that. That being said, I'm going to be filling in all of these areas, and I'm going to intentionally leave them blank until the end of the month to see, okay, well, I had, you know, $1,000 to spend for the remaining 2 weeks of the month. You know, how much did I spend in which category? So this is actually, like I said, data collection at this point, because I'm getting the small checks, but not the bigger checks until the end of the month. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this in. And then that's that. Okay, y'all, so you see what I did, right? This is why I got tired of rewriting my subscriptions, because I feel like I always miss one. I feel like I always miss one, and it's always out of order. And I just try to put them alphabetically because it's a long list, and I swear, like, I always miss one. So let me just grab something so I can just remind myself, like, that is not, you need to rewrite that one more time, and then get it right, so I won't be writing it incorrectly all month. I'm gonna put a little asterisk here, like, girl, you know that's out of order. So this is what I have so far. So I did make some changes, like I kept the titles mostly, and some of them, like, I had personal in 2 places, and I decided to just track what my balance is at the start, how much is deducted, and how much it is at the end, just so I can determine, like, what's rolling over into the next month. I think that is more beneficial for me. as far as like, well, first they're already like, they're kind of their own categories. And each of these is a different account. And then I can kind of gauge what my starting balances are going to be for September. Okay, so let's just do one more final flip through. So this is my overview. I have things I want to buy, some things I need to do, and the breakdown of my budget with goals. And I'm going to be doing a weekly check-in for the rest of the month from what I'm spending for my miscellaneous variable income allotment. And then I have the breakdown of my budget. Everything that's kind of like flexible, I've left blank so that I can fill it in at the end of the month. This is going to help me kind of gauge how I need to approach August based on what happens from this point, though I will go back 1 week just to do a little bit of record keeping to see where I am now. And then this is where I'm going to be projecting my income and expenses for each week. And then I'll probably take a little washi, create a line, and then start listing like my transactions. And how I list that is going to determine, how I feel about where I've been spending the most this month, and whether I'm going to just track the money that's going out from my income account, or if I'm going to actually start tracking what I'm spending out of my spending account, which I might do for the end of this month, until the end of this month, because I have pretty much everything in one bucket this month. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for sticking it out with me while I planned out my August budget. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, subscribing, and hitting the notification bell for more planning content. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram over at HoneyStyleAndJoy. And other than that, I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful, wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.